Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you here today.
Today, we are going to talk about something very real, something everyone experiences at some point: difficult people.
Yeah, I think I already know a few.
Of course you do. We all do. A difficult person is someone who makes communication hard. They may be rude, negative, aggressive, or simply hard to understand.
So it's not just about bad people?
No, not at all. That's important to understand. A difficult person is not always a bad person. Sometimes they are just having a bad day. Sometimes they don't know how to express themselves clearly.
That makes sense. So the problem is more about behavior.
Yes, it's about behavior, not identity. For example, someone can speak in an angry tone. Someone can interrupt you. Someone can ignore your feelings.
I've experienced all of those.
Exactly. And when that happens, many people don't know what to do. They react emotionally. They feel frustrated. They may even say things they regret later.
That happens to me a lot.
That's normal. But here's the key idea. You cannot control other people. You can only control how you respond.
So this lesson is about controlling our response?
Yes, we will learn how to stay calm, how to understand others, and how to communicate better, step by step.
That sounds useful. I really want to improve this.
Good, because once you learn this skill, it helps you in work, friendships, and even family life.
I'm ready to learn.
Do you want to continue to next segment, which is segment number 2 out of 8? Number. Let's begin with simple types of difficult people. This will help you recognize them quickly.
Okay, that sounds helpful.
First, the angry person. This person gets upset easily. They may raise their voice. They may react strongly to small problems.
I know someone like that. Even small mistakes make them angry.
Yes. For example, they might say, "Why did you do this?" in a loud and aggressive tone.
That feels stressful.
It is. Now, let's make a simple sentence. He is often angry. Repeat that.
He is often angry.
Good. Now a slightly longer one. He gets angry when things don't go his way.
He gets angry when things don't go his way.
Perfect. Now the second type, the negative person. This one is a bit more complex.
What does manipulative mean?
A manipulative person tries to control others indirectly. They may use guilt, emotions, or pressure.
Can you give an example?
Yes, they might say, "If you really cared about me, you would do this."
Oh, that sounds familiar.
That's manipulation. A simple sentence, he is manipulative.
He is manipulative.
Now, a longer one, he tries to control others by using emotional pressure.
He tries to control others by using emotional pressure.
Very good. Now, let's combine ideas. Some people are angry, some are negative, and some are manipulative.
Some people are angry, some are negative, and some are manipulative.
Excellent. Understanding these types helps you prepare your response.
So instead of reacting blindly, I can recognize the behavior first.
Exactly. Recognition is the first step to control.
I like that. It makes things clearer.
Do you want to continue to next segment, which is segment number 3 out of 8? Number. Now, let's go deeper. We will talk about why people become difficult.
I think this part is important.
It is, because when you understand the reason, your reaction changes. You become calmer.
So what are the main reasons?
One common reason is stress. When people feel pressure, they lose patience. They may speak harshly.
So stress can change behavior?
Yes, a simple sentence, stress makes people react quickly.
Stress makes people react quickly.
Now, a longer one. When people are under stress, they often lose control of their emotions.
When people are under stress, they often lose control of their emotions.
Good. Another reason is insecurity. This means a person does not feel confident.
How does that make someone difficult?
They may try to protect themselves. They may criticize others. They may act defensive.
So it's like they feel threatened.
Exactly. A simple sentence: insecure people often feel threatened.
Insecure people often feel threatened.
A longer one: when people feel insecure, they may act in a defensive or aggressive way.
When people feel insecure, they may act in a defensive or aggressive way.
Very good. Another reason is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of losing control. Fear of being judged.
That's interesting. I didn't think about fear.
Many difficult behaviors come from fear. For example, someone may try to control everything because they are afraid of uncertainty.
That makes sense.
Simple sentence: fear can control behavior.
Fear can control behavior.
Longer one: when people are afraid, they may try to control situations or other people.
When people are afraid, they may try to control situations or other people.
Excellent. Now here's the key idea. Difficult behavior often comes from pain, not power.
That changes how I see things.
Yes, instead of asking, why is this person so difficult, you can ask, what might they be feeling?
That makes me less angry.
And more understanding. That does not mean you accept bad behavior. It means you respond with awareness.
I see the difference now. Do you want to continue to next segment, which is segment number 4 out of 8 number?
Now, let's talk about something very important: our mistakes.
I'm sure I make many in these situations.
Everyone does. The first common mistake is arguing too much.
Yes, I try to prove my point again and again.
That's the problem. When you argue, the other person often becomes more defensive. They stop listening.
So, arguing doesn't solve the problem?
Usually, it makes it worse. A simple sentence: arguing increases tension.
Arguing increases tension.
A longer one: when you argue too much, the situation becomes more emotional and less logical.
When you argue too much, the situation becomes more emotional and less logical.
Good. The second mistake is taking things personally.
That one is hard to avoid.
Yes, but it's important. When someone speaks badly, it often reflects their emotions, not your value.
So it's not always about me?
Exactly. Simple sentence: not everything is personal.
Not everything is personal.
Longer one: when someone is rude, it often reflects their internal state, not your worth.
When someone is rude, it often reflects their internal state, not your worth.
Very good. The third mistake is trying to win.
You mean like winning the argument?
Yes, many people think communication is a competition. They want to be right.
I do that sometimes.
But here's the truth. If you win the argument but damage the relationship, you actually lose.
That's a strong point.
Simple sentence: winning is not always success.
Winning is not always success.
Longer one: trying to win every conversation can damage trust and create distance.
Trying to win every conversation can damage trust and create distance.
Excellent. Now let's combine these ideas. Arguing too much, taking things personally, and trying to win are common mistakes.
Arguing too much, taking things personally, and trying to win are common mistakes.
Good. The key is awareness. When you notice these patterns, you can stop and choose a better response.
So I need to pause and think before reacting.
Yes, a small pause can change everything. It gives you control.
I think this is where real improvement starts.
Exactly. Awareness is the first step to change. Once you see your mistake, you can correct it.
I understand now. It's not just about others, it's also about me.
That's the most important lesson so far. Now we move to the most important part, what you can actually do in real situations.
Good. This is what I need the most.
The first strategy is simple but powerful. Stay calm.
That sounds easy, but it's not.
You're right, it's not easy, but it is necessary. When you stay calm, you stay in control.
And if I don't stay calm?
Then your emotions take control. And when emotions take control, your words become less clear and more reactive.
So calmness is like a tool.
Yes, a simple sentence, stay calm in difficult situations.
Stay calm in difficult situations.
A longer one, when you stay calm, you can think clearly and respond wisely.
When you stay calm, you can think clearly and respond wisely.
Very good. Now, how do you stay calm? One method is to pause, just for a moment.
Like taking a breath?
Exactly. A deep breath gives your mind time to slow down.
That seems simple but useful.
It is. Now, the second strategy, do not react immediately.
Isn't that similar to staying calm?
It is connected, but slightly different. Staying calm is about your emotion. Not reacting immediately is about your action.
I see. So I should delay my response.
Yes, a simple sentence, do not react too quickly.
Do not react too quickly.
Longer one, when you react immediately, you may say something you regret later.
When you react immediately, you may say something you regret later.
Good. Taking a moment allows you to choose your words carefully.
That would help me avoid mistakes.
Exactly. Now, the fourth strategy, set clear boundaries.
Boundaries? What does that mean?
Boundaries mean limits. You decide what behavior is acceptable and what is not.
So I can tell someone to stop?
Yes, but in a respectful way. For example, you can say, please speak calmly, or I don't like that tone.
That sounds firm but not aggressive.
That's the goal. A simple sentence, set clear boundaries.
Set clear boundaries.
Longer one, when you set clear boundaries, you protect your time, energy, and emotions.
When you set clear boundaries, you protect your time, energy, and emotions.
Excellent. Now, the fourth strategy, use simple and clear language.
Why is that important?
Because complicated language can confuse people. Simple language reduces misunderstanding.
So I should speak clearly and directly?
Yes. For example, instead of saying, I feel uncomfortable with your current behavior, you can say, I don't like this behavior.
That is much clearer.
A simple sentence, use clear and simple words.
Use clear and simple words.
Longer one, clear communication helps reduce conflict and improves understanding.
Clear communication helps reduce conflict and improves understanding.
Very good. Now, the fifth strategy, do not try to change the other person.
That sounds difficult. I always want them to change.
That's natural, but unrealistic. You cannot control others. You can only control yourself.
So I should focus on my response.
Exactly. A simple sentence, focus on your response, not their behavior.
Focus on your response, not their behavior.
Longer one, trying to change others often leads to frustration, but changing your response gives you control.
Trying to change others often leads to frustration, but changing your response gives you control.
Excellent. Now let's combine everything. Stay calm, pause before reacting, set boundaries, use clear language, and focus on your response.
Stay calm, pause before reacting, set boundaries, use clear language, and focus on your response.
Very good. These strategies may seem simple, but they are powerful when used consistently.
I feel like this gives me a clear plan.
That's the idea. Not perfection, but progress.
I'm starting to feel more confident already.
Now let's practice with real-life situations. This is where you apply everything you've learned.
Good. I want to see how it works in real conversations.
Imagine this situation. You are at work. Someone speaks to you in a rude tone.
That happens often.
The person says, "Why is this not done yet? You are always late."
That would make me angry.
Yes, but remember the strategies. First, stay calm. Do not react immediately.
Okay, so I pause first.
Good. Now respond with a simple and clear sentence. For example, I understand your concern. I'm working on it.
That sounds calm and professional.
Exactly. Now let's build it. I understand your concern, but I would appreciate a calmer tone.
I understand your concern, but I would appreciate a calmer tone.
Very good. You stayed calm and set a boundary.
Yes, I didn't attack them.
Now another situation. A friend is being negative. They say, "This will never work. It's a bad idea."
I know people like that.
Instead of arguing, you respond clearly. "I see your point, but I would like to try."
I see your point, but I would like to try.
Good. Now expand it. "I understand your concern, but I prefer to stay positive and give it a chance."
I understand your concern, but I prefer to stay positive and give it a chance.
Excellent. You did not argue, you expressed your position calmly.
That feels better than fighting.
Now a third situation. Someone is being manipulative. They say, "If you really cared, you would do this for me."
That kind of sentence makes me feel guilty.
Yes, that's the intention, but you must stay aware. Now respond with a boundary. "I care about you, but I cannot do this."
I care about you, but I cannot do this.
Good. Now make it slightly stronger. "I care about you, but I need to make my own decision."
I care about you, but I need to make my own decision.
Very good. You stayed respectful but firm.
I didn't let the emotion control me.
Exactly. Now let's combine everything in one idea. In difficult situations, stay calm, speak clearly, and set boundaries.
In difficult situations, stay calm, speak clearly, and set boundaries.
Excellent. Practice is important. The more you practice these sentences, the more natural they become.
I can see that. It feels like training.
Yes, communication is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice.
I feel much more prepared now.
Now let's talk about something deeper, your mindset.
How I think about the situation.
Yes, your mindset shapes your reaction. If you think, "This person is attacking me," you will feel defensive.
That's true. I react quickly in that case.
But if you think, "This person is struggling," your response becomes calmer and more controlled.
So the meaning I give to the situation matters.
Exactly. A simple sentence, your mindset affects your reaction.
Your mindset affects your reaction.
Now, a longer one. When you change your mindset, you change the way you respond to difficult people.
When you change your mindset, you change the way you respond to difficult people.
Excellent. Now, another important idea is emotional control. You cannot stop emotions, but you can manage them.
So I don't need to ignore my feelings.
No, you recognize them, but you don't let them control your actions.
That feels more realistic.
Simple sentence, control your actions, not your emotions.
Control your actions, not your emotions.
Excellent. This mindset gives you confidence and stability in difficult situations.
I feel like this changes everything.
It does. When your mindset changes, your behavior follows.
I understand now. This is not just communication, it's personal growth.
Let's bring everything together. Today, you learned how to handle difficult people in a calm and effective way.
Yes, and it feels much clearer now.
Good. Let's review the key ideas. First, understand the behavior. Difficult people are not always bad people.
Right, their behavior often comes from stress, fear, or insecurity.
Second, avoid common mistakes. Do not argue too much. Do not take everything personally. Do not try to win every conversation.
That part really changed my thinking.
Third, use simple strategies. Stay calm, pause before reacting, set clear boundaries, speak clearly.
Those steps feel practical and easy to remember.
And finally, your mindset matters. When you change how you think, you change how you respond.
I feel more in control now.
That's the goal, not to control others, but to control yourself.
That's a powerful idea.
Remember, this is a skill. The more you practice, the better you become.
I will definitely practice this in real life.
Good. Stay aware, stay calm, and keep improving.
Thank you. This was very helpful.
Before we finish, here's something important for you.
What should I do next?
Don't just listen. Practice. The next time you face a difficult person, pause, stay calm, and use one sentence you learned today.
So I should apply it in real life.
Yes, that's how real improvement happens. Also, try repeating these sentences out loud. It will help your confidence and fluency.
That makes sense. Practice makes it natural.
Exactly. And if you found this helpful, continue learning with more conversations like this. The more you listen and practice, the better your English and communication skills will become.
I'm definitely going to keep practicing.
Good. Keep learning, keep improving, and most importantly, keep using English every day.
See you in the next lesson.